Hey guys, welcome back. The last Shoegazer here with another Freaky Finds video. Kind of surprised myself with how many I was able to pick up over the last week or so. So strap in and here we go. Starting with the original, The Fly. I hadn't had this in my collection until now. I was happy to find this release. I think it looks really cool. I love the high contrast, simplistic artwork there. I love the remake with Jeff Goldblum, just top-notch makeup, special effects. So I was happy to find the original with Vincent Price and Patricia Owens. Of course, you guys know Vincent Price from the original House on Haunted Hill. He had a cool role in Tim Burton's Edward Scissorhands with Johnny Depp. So that was his last role before he passed away. So The Fly, I found this at a local truck stop. And it has some commentary with actor David Hedison. Doesn't say anything else there, but I thought that looked really cool. And we got the fly there that landed on the 20th Century Fox logo. So cool release. Let me know if you guys have that or what you think of that. And then, ironically enough, I stumbled upon The Fly 2 at our local grocery store. Doesn't say it on the front here or the back from what I've seen, but the disc says collector's edition. So it makes me think that they maybe had it like in a multi-disc pack and they repackaged it for cheaper. So I was happy to find that. I haven't seen this before. It has audio commentary, an alternate ending, and a deleted scene. So, Fly 2. Next one, found it my local Dollar General. And actually a fellow YouTuber showed it on his channel just yesterday. So I kind of thought it was maybe a little bit more hard to find than maybe what it is. It might be, you know, at all Dollar Generals, I don't know. It was the only copy, and I hadn't seen it before in any other store, but The Legacy with Sam Elliott, of course, the narrator of The Big Lebowski, the dude, his iconic deep voice there. Love that movie. But yeah, The Legacy, I haven't seen it. I've just seen a trailer for it. It's just one of those ones that flew under my radar, I think. I mean, it's happened before. But yeah, I love the artwork on there. It looks super creepy based on what I've seen in the trailer. It did not come in this clear case. The black case was all banged up, so I had an extra clear case. I thought it looked cool with the blue and the white, and then especially the back there, just really like chilling looking. So I was happy to find that, excited to see it. And this one is one that I've wanted to pick up for a long time. I've seen it, really good, iconic vampire movie, The Lost Boys. Found that for $5 at Walmart, so there was no longer an excuse to not have this in my collection. So found that, was happy about that, and especially the price. Here's the disc. That doesn't really need anything else to be said about that. A lot of people love The Lost Boys. Happy to have it now. This next one would have been a little bit more fitting if I picked it up closer to St. Patrick's Day, but I finally found a nice collection of Leprechaun. I've seen the first couple, bits and pieces of the rest, but yeah, I was happy to find this at Walmart. It was only, I think it was like under like $10, but all 7 films. The first 2 are on like a double feature disc. They're Lionsgate release. The next one is another you know, double-sided one, and then they started to get into the single ones there. They almost started to get a little bit cheaper looking. Leprechaun in the Hood, same thing with Back to the Hood, and then you can see the nice artwork there for Origins. And I know I've seen bits and pieces of that one too, but that's the newest one in the series. But yeah, I was happy to find that. I'm a sucker for collection packs, especially if I don't own any of them, or maybe just 1 or 2. So I don't have any of these previously in my collection, so I was happy to have, you know, all of them in one pack. So Leprechaun, let me know what you guys think of those, if you have any favorites. This next one is a classic. I've seen it, I love it, but I have not picked it up until now. This is a special edition of The Return of the Living Dead. Love the artwork there, looks great. I'm not the biggest fan of the zombie subgenre, but I do like some of the older ones. But I can't really keep up with how much it's being overdone, in my opinion. Some are just awesome, but I don't know. I think we need to dial it back a little bit. Especially some of the cheaper ones that just look like crap. But this does not look like crap. This is classic, one of the ones that I love. But yeah, this was in the bargain bin at Best Buy. I got this yesterday for like $3. So check that out. It has really cool, you know, old school art there on the disc, and special features include some audio commentaries, The Decade of Darkness, The Return of the Living Dead, The Dead Have Risen, zombie subtitles for the film, and Designing the Dead. So check that out if you got a Best Buy near you. This was the only copy that I could find in the dump bin when I was there with my daughter yesterday. $3. I recommend it. Next one is a little bit out of the horror genre. It's one of my favorite Martin Scorsese films, Goodfellas. This is the anniversary edition, the 4K restoration. This was in the Walmart bargain bin for $7.88. Now, it only includes the movie and 2 commentaries, but for such an iconic, awesome Scorsese movie, for $7.88 and the 4K transfer, you know, that's an awesome deal. I would recommend picking this up. This is the only one that I found there too. So if you're interested in this, I would get to your local Walmart and start rummaging, because this is a really unique find in my opinion. I have, as you've seen in one of my recent videos, I have an older Blu-ray copy of this, but it just has like the original artwork on the disc. But this one has that really cool updated artwork. So 4K transfer, I'm excited to see the upgrade of that one. Another one, if you haven't seen it, The Departed. Man, Scorsese stuff is so brutal and edgy and violent and just really intense. So I would highly recommend Goodfellas. And the next one is more of a nostalgic find. It's funny because I just watched the Horror Man show the same thing on one of his recent pickup videos. I watched it yesterday whenever I was out with my family, and he found this at Best Buy, and I was already planning on going to Best Buy yesterday, and luckily they had one copy of this left for like $15. But Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, I grew up with watching Mr. Rogers. Just a really good-hearted, loving, gentle soul, in my opinion. Taught a lot of good lessons to a lot of kids over the years in a very simplistic, entertaining way. But yeah, pick this up. It's a 4-disc, 50 years celebration edition. It includes 30 classic episodes from 1979 to 2001. So I was excited to pick that up. So thanks, the Horror Man, for showing this. So I knew what to look for when I hit up Best Buy yesterday. So if you grew up with Mr. Rogers, you might want to pick this up. And also, I'd recommend checking out the new trailer on YouTube for an upcoming feature film celebrating his life and his accomplishments. So yeah, Mr. Rogers, it just, when I picked this up, it just kind of took me back to childhood. I'm excited to share it with my kids and maybe even also my students at school. A lot of good lessons there. So thanks for watching. Make some comments, some connections there if you guys have any of these, you know, that I showed today. As I've mentioned, next up I'm going to be doing, I'm just going to pick up my little note here that I wrote. My Crystal Lake Memories review. I'm working through that. I don't want to post a review until I've, you know, had a chance to digest it a little bit, and be able to make some good connections with. His name was Jason, which I have on my channel as well, a review of. So many of you have seen that, but I'm excited to check more of Crystal Lake Memories out and do a good review of that for you guys. I also did a review that many of you have commented on of Victor Crowley. And as I've mentioned, I started backwards and I have not yet seen Hatchet 1, 2, or 3. But a couple days ago I ordered Hatchet 1 and 2, and 1 is on its way. So I'm going to start working through those, at least 1 and 2, and maybe do some reviews and comparisons to Victor Crowley there. I might pick up 3 at some point. I'm at least going to watch it. But yeah, I wanted 1 and 2. They sounded like they were, you know, pretty popular, old school slashers, and I'm a big fan of that. So it's time that I see those and add them to my collection. But top 10 slasher ranking. A lot of my buddies on YouTube here have been doing some really cool rankings, and it's time that I step into the ring with them a little bit and add to the fun there. So top 10 slasher ranking, I want to do that soon. Of course, I'm going to keep up with these freaky finds as I'm doing some pickups throughout the week. And also, I'm going to be doing a different video, hopefully within the next week or so, showing a novella that inspired a movie that I talk a lot about on my channel. So I want to see if you guys can make some predictions as to what I'm talking about. I probably talk about it way too much, but the novella has a different title than the movie that I've mentioned a lot. And I've also done a review of it. So if you're new to my channel, see if you can figure out what I'm talking about. But I've had it in my collection for a while, and I thought it was time that I do a video of it. So once again, thanks for watching. You know, make some comments and connections, and have a happy Easter weekend, everybody. All right, thanks.